'cause your opinion don't matter. It's a maniac.
What is going on, everybody? Late night stream, you know that's going to always be fun. Still learning the system a little bit. Tried a little music there. Hope everybody's having a good afternoon. Jerry knows me all too well. He said, man, I don't like it when you're quiet. It's the calm before the storm, and he is absolutely right. You know, what's happening this weekend and the past week was, should the economy be reopened? And a lot of people are like, no, we shouldn't. And you know, I've come to notice that some of them people that are no's were some of the people who beforehand thought it was stupid and we shouldn't have closed to start with, but once the stimulus check started moving through, they see that they can get paid to sit at home because they believe it's free money. So we're going to squash that. What's going on, J. Rock? What's going on, Elaine? We're going to talk. It's going to be very brief. I wanted to test the new microphones that I got over the weekend as well. Hey, Dana, happy to be back. I don't know if y'all got to catch that Tuesday night show with Mike and Jerry, but they found me because I am back. I appreciate everybody's patience while I took that little break. It was much needed. But man, let me tell you this. We have got to look past and beyond this stimulus and you know, the Democrats are wanting to bring to the table of a $2,000 a month stimulus package for like the next 6 months. And man, you want to talk about a global killer of a stimulus package, $2.2 trillion. And it didn't even fund probably 25% of the SBA small business loans out there. It did nothing. It did literally nothing. They ran out of money before the program, before Ralph Norman and any of those even knew really how to understand how the program worked. By the time they were doing videos for it, it was out of money. So the fact that we're sitting here talking about $2,000 per person for 6 months, that is stupid. That is absolutely stupid. That's not what America or anybody's economy, to be honest, is built on, unless you want to live in a socialism life. And then when you go into that kind of lifestyle, you're going to end up like Venezuela. You're going to be eating your own pets, no toilet paper, and we're really going to see what it's like. So I am never for government funding of any kind whatsoever. I mean, it's ridiculous for the most part of what they give you and pretend to be like, well, that's all you need. Like $1,200. This whole epidemic is almost 2 months now, because it really started at the beginning of March, a little bit toward the end of February. And from that time to now is just now when people, you know, some people, as of me, some people haven't even got their taxes back. So we get $1,200 for nearly 2 months. You know, that is most people's household. That's not even a week's worth of pay. So the fact that we're sitting here going, you know, people are going crazy for these stimulus packages, they're probably people who don't work to start with. And they're the ones that's sitting here going, no, it's too unsafe. Let me tell you something. This pandemic is a joke. I sat back for 1 month, for pretty much the better part of March and the 2 weeks of April. And I have not said nothing about this virus. A lot of people were giving me grief. Kyle, you need to take this more seriously. Okay, I've given you a month. I had a girl who, she's a respiratory therapist. She's like, the worst is to come. Kyle, you have no idea. The end of the world is here. I have yet to see the end of the world. I have hell yet to even see the end of a day. We're still at 0.23%. 0.23% of people infected by this thing. 0.23%. The flu is way more dangerous. And the flu is yearly. Some people want to sit there and go, no, Kyle, the survival rate for the flu is much higher. Bull. You're basing it on a whole, you're not basing it on a yearly thing. Or excuse me, you're basing it on 1 year. You're not looking at the flu as a whole. And the flu, it pulverizes this thing. It is a joke. You've got people scared to death. They're wearing masks as if like we live in a nuclear war zone, that radiation or something is going to get you. I have not stopped doing anything of normal capacity. I still shake people's hands. I'm still giving people whatever they want to do. I have not social distanced myself in any way, shape, or form. And nobody around me, nor I, have gotten sick. And let me tell you something. The one business that increased was the mailbox store. And thank God to y'all. Thank you for the support. We did not slow down in any way, shape, or form. If anything, we run ragged to the point that this week, a couple of weeks ago, maybe even longer, I posted that I was going to close because I needed a break. But then this epidemic came along and I said, well, no, I'm going to stay open. Because if too many businesses start closing, people are going to panic. And guess what? Too many businesses started closing and people started to panic. Too many people want to sit there and watch CNN. Too many people want to watch Fox News, even though I'm a supporter of Fox News. Quit watching it. If you see the coronavirus come on TV, turn it. Quit watching it. That is the epidemic. Guys, you cannot look at this and go, this is an epidemic that we'll live through, suffer through. The only thing epidemic about this was the reaction by the world, by the governments that run our countries. Plural. China, UK, United States of America. That was the epidemic. There was never an epidemic to start with. And then when you want to look at, we're less than, it's 0.23% of people infected. Not including the amount of people who has recovered from this thing. But then let's talk about the death ratio. That is still less than 1%. Then let's talk about the people who died who already had a pre-existing condition. Less than 1%. So guys, when we sit here and talk about a death rate of something that infected 0.23% of the population, then you really get into math that I can't even get that low. It's ridiculous. I'm tired of hearing about it. I've sat back and I wanted to show, you know what? I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know anything about this because I don't. I said, so I'm going to give it a month. And I'm going to tell people to be cautious. Watch your hands. You should wash your hands anyways. You know what your hands probably got more on than the coronavirus or the cold, the flu? Feces. Go look it up. It's freaking disgusting. We as human beings carry around more urine and more feces on our hands than anything else. Go look it up. That is not a joke. and that in itself, you could get E. coli from that. When you're cooking in your kitchen, you could catch E. coli. You could have salmonella. You can have all this just by basically cooking in your kitchen. It's bacteria. And this right here is a virus that suddenly come out of nowhere, out of Wuhan, China, that everybody was like, oh no, it's not lab made. Kyle, what are you talking about? Then boom, after I told you it's lab made, they literally showed where people were slicing into this virus. You could see the cut. Guys, can you not tell the difference between a tree that blows down and a tree that's cut down? You can, right? You can. Because you can see it. You can see a clean cut and then you can see a break. So, yes, Jerry, soup time. So, I am more disappointed and more scared of the fact that the things that are taking the hits is small business and religion. Jerry McKee brought up a great point, and that's why I posted it. Jewelry stores were shut down, shoe stores, clothing stores. All these types of stores were closed down because that was a huge risk to people's health. So I don't want to call out a store because people are going to try to take it as an insult. But let's just say Patty's little store over here. Do you really think that she had more people coming in here and buying her clothes and stuff, though she does sell a lot? Do you think she's selling more and having more people walk in this freaking building than Walmart? But yet Walmart is free to do what they want. Lowe's, Home Depot, all these places still able and free to do what they want. So here's the thing. We're bailing out these big companies once again. But think about this, guys. The only place you can go shopping right now is Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, all these big conglomerates. So the stimulus that they gave to you, you're going to turn around and go and spend that at these corporations. So guess what? Not only do they get bailed out by the government, they're getting bailed out by your stimulus. They're getting a double hit. If you cannot see that this was all about money, as I said in the beginning, follow the money. Everybody thinks that, I'm trying not to lose my temper because I see people on here arguing, talking about this is unsafe, stay home. There's been no deaths. You know what's an epidemic? ODing. We've lost more people to ODing on pills, meth, everything else. We've got more deaths in that field right now than we do to coronavirus. There was somebody who OD'd in Lockhart. I don't know who. I'm sorry for the family. But an OD death, 0 coronavirus deaths. Everybody who typically catches the coronavirus recovers from it. Unless you are somebody who has a pre-existing condition, then your chances go up. Don't forget, my dad, who has high blood pressure, sugar, he's had strokes, he's had heart attacks, he's had triple bypass surgery. They rolled him out in front of the hospital with no mask, no gloves, no care whatsoever. Do you really believe that if it was a true epidemic, that they would have allowed that to happen? Let's just say we're living in Chernobyl, and where it's highly active with radiation. Do you walk in that area without any kind of protection? No, because you know better. You know better. But they know it's a joke. I know it's a joke. And if you can't read the numbers and know it's a joke, it's all about money. There was only one thing that they could believe they could take Trump down on. Trump was going to ride the re-election all the way back to the White House based on his economy. Nobody had any chance at beating Donald Trump. Nobody on this planet could beat Donald Trump due to his economy. And if you go and you watch these late night TV show hosts and you watch these Democrats, they talk about it. I can't even, Bill Maher, however the hell you say his name, I don't care. He said, I cannot wait for an economic crash. I cannot wait. Bring on the recession. That way we can get rid of Donald Trump. He is one of the biggest advocates for Democrats than anybody on this planet. And he said, bring on the recession, because he knew that was the only way. That's what he said out of his own mouth. That's the only way we're going to beat Donald Trump. And I'm not trying to sit here and support Donald Trump or any way. I'm just trying to tell you what it went to. China has very hard ties with the Democrats. Bill Clinton signed NAFTA. And who benefited most from NAFTA? China. What was Bill Clinton? Democrat. That has not changed. There is nothing changed in that area. China funds the Democrats. China has taken over Hollywood. Why do you think everybody in Hollywood hates Donald Trump? They are making money. You go and look. Who holds stock over most productions that come out of Hollywood now? It's all China. Which is like, how in the world did that happen? You know, and there was even a conspiracy. I'm going to call it a conspiracy theory because there's no way to prove it. They even said that's why you're seeing so many crappy movies. You're seeing crap movies because China is trying to make it to where people don't go out. I mean, it was a huge conspiracy that, and guys, if you go and look, movies are crap now. I think if you think about it, the last real genuine movie that really pulled people out was The Avengers. I'm just tired of people scaring other people. Trying to scare other people into not living their lives. Okay, we've given you a month to allow this to become a pandemic like you said it would. Like the news media. Hell, like Donald Trump said it would do. And he said this is going to be the worst we've ever seen. And it was completely the opposite. It started down dropping. And it's down dropping now. People are like, we shouldn't reopen it. You know, Florida has the most cases in a month. How do you know that's just the fact that they just so happen to get a lot of their tests back? How do we know? Because you know it takes 3 to 5 days to get a test back or something along those lines. Most people who find out they have the coronavirus, they're over it by the time they found out they even had it. They're over it. And the fact that churches are not able to get together, the fact that small businesses are taking the blunt of this, having a high possibility of having to shut down altogether because you know what's not stopping that rent. I haven't seen a landlord yet that has said, don't worry about it. When you open back up, then we'll restart your rent up. I haven't heard no story of that. I'm not saying it's not out there, but I haven't heard one. I did go to church twice this weekend. I did. But I'm tired of people being crammed into a house because though you may love your partner, nobody should be kind of sticking around each other's tail that long with each other. That is not good. Look at CDV. There's a friend of mine I went to school with. I'm not going to say her name or face. You know, somebody posted her pictures on Facebook. She got the crap beat out of her. CDV will go up when people can't get out of their house and do things. You know, you get ill. People, and let me tell you, people are ill. Man, people are ill. Oh my God. And then they're doing stupid stuff. All these videos. You see where the two kids were in front of a mirror and they used the N-word. Look at Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson just lost his job because he used the N-word. I mean, this is freaking insanity. It's ruining people's lives for no reason. Nobody has quarantined themselves like they're supposed to. Everybody still had the freedom to come and go as they please. David Taylor, you have completely dropped the ball for Union County's quarantine. You dropped the ball. You said that the reason that you're running again is because we don't need to train somebody new in this kind of epidemic, but I've seen nothing from you. I have not seen you do anything. You've not made a statement to anybody in Union County. Hell, Frank Hart, the mayor, where are y'all at? Where are you at? Union County don't know what to do. We're having to listen to a governor who probably, truly, if you want to be honest, don't even know that Union County exists. But our local government, it's nothing. The only thing we hear about from Frank and the other ones is their meetings, what they're going to do. No kind of leadership whatsoever. None. David Taylor, no leadership. You have completely you fell off the face of the planet, have not heard a word from you. But yet we're supposed to vote for you because right now is the time to have an experienced sheriff. I did a drone video the other day that showed Walmart look like Black Friday out there. You tell me exactly what you have done that has really helped this town. What did you do that benefited this town during the quarantine? I don't have to wait on your answer. That's nothing. Absolutely nothing. And it's not a shot at you. There's a lot of other sheriffs that have not done nothing either because y'all don't know what to do. But the reason I'm picking on you is because you said that during this type of epidemic, you need an experienced sheriff, but yet you have not done nothing. You have not made a statement of any kind. You have not done anything. So I thought that might have been an important text, and it wasn't. It was Patty. But I'm sorry to get fired up, but I don't want to do this at Subway. I don't want to do this at Subway. That's why I'm doing it now, because we will be at Subway Tuesday to continue our efforts to try to help support these businesses, to help them through this. I'll be honest with you, I did not know Subway was locally owned. I had no idea that, guys. I literally had no idea. It's hard to keep up with stuff like that, but as soon as I seen that picture, and as soon as I seen it was somebody local in Union, I messaged her instantly. I'm like, hey, can we come out there? And she was all for it, and thank you, God, for that. We appreciate that, because we want to help you. I wish I'd have known that. We'd have been out there a whole lot sooner. But when you see, big corporation, Subway, even though it's independently owned, you still think it's a big corporation. So we will be out there Tuesday to once again support her. We're doing everything we can to help this town. We have literally done everything that I possibly can to help this town in the way that I can, and that's through this. But my question is, where's WBCU? Where's the newspaper? Where's the newspapers at? Did they offer any kind of discount? Did they offer any kind of, hey, seeing that the business is struggling right now, we're going to extend your subscription, like for businesses to advertise. I'm not picking on these people. I'm really not. I'm trying to give them ideas, because I have not heard nothing. And I know people who advertise with all these little, local media outlets, and they've offered nothing to them. So I'm asking you, what do you plan on doing besides just sharing a freaking picture on Facebook and calling it a day and saying that's what I've done for my local business? I shared a picture and said thank you for what you do. That is bull. That is bull. It's bull. You know you could do more, but you refuse to do more because you don't get this right there. You're a friend as much as somebody right here makes you a friend. Everything we've done, everywhere we've been, has been no money. Nothing but a cost to me. Nothing but a cost. But I don't care. Because guess what? If these businesses go out, you have nobody to advertise in your services. And I'm going to leave that there. Because I could pull an opinion of what I believe that your services are paid back for. I could tell you people what they say about the services. I'm not going to get there. I'm not going to do that. You should do more. WBCU, do more. Union Daily Times, do more. Union County News, do more. Because you've done nothing. So it would take very little to do more. Take your butt. Get up. Go help these people. You've done nothing. You share a freaking picture on Facebook, and you call that helping, and that is so sad that you care that little about these companies. You care that little. And the same thing to our local government. You care this little about Union County to where you can't even type a freaking statement. You've made David Taylor, you've made a Facebook page. And you've made no statement on there. Frank Hart, you made a Facebook page. Made no statement on there whatsoever. The Chamber of Commerce, no statement on there whatsoever. The mayor, no statement whatsoever. Any councilman, the only thing they're saying is that, hey, we're going to sit here. We've asked people to be patient. Wash your hands. The courthouse is closed. But give it, and I still see people go like, how do I pay my taxes? How do I do this? And maybe you've told people, but clearly, the instructions is not good enough for everybody to understand. Some people can read good, some can't, and that's not being funny. That is being very serious. I got a friend of mine who didn't graduate high school, who can't read very well. So a video would be tremendous to somebody like that. You have not gone over and beyond like you should have in this unprecedented situation. I don't know what to do, but I'm at least trying to do something. And every time I'm out here and every time I go to a restaurant or to a business, and when I'm there, as soon as I pull up Facebook for a second, boom, another business shuts down. Boom, another restaurant closed down. And what's happening? What have y'all done? Nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You sit on your lazy fat butts and you take money from them. By God, you'll take that money from them. But when they need your help, you are nowhere to be found. Like always, like freaking always, you're nowhere to be found. I can't stand it, man. I cannot stand it to see people who are in these positions that people entrusted them with. When they vote them in, they trust you. They trust you. They trust you. They are like, I'm going to let you rule me, because that's exactly what you are doing. When we vote you as mayor, when we vote you as our county supervisor, when we vote you as our sheriff, we vote because we trust you. We are giving you trust. This is a relationship. We're going to open this relationship with you because I'm trusting you to do the right thing. And then when I need you, I trust you to be there. And you are not there. You're not there. I am so tired of it. They can do something. Do I know what that something is? No, I don't know what that something is. But do something. I'm sure there's something. There's a brainstorm. You could have a call, talk to each other. What can we do? But doing nothing is worse than doing maybe something that isn't effective. Right? Sometimes the worst thing is to do nothing. An indecision is worse than a decision. Those old little sayings, I mean, does that make sense? I mean, it just burns me up, guys, because you don't understand it. If you do not own a business, you don't understand. You cannot understand that. Let me tell you, the pressures of owning a business on a regular day, a regular week, a regular month, a regular year is tough. You stay up at night, you try to figure out how to manage this and this and this, your bills, your rent, your all this. It's tough. It is tough. But during this is unreal. It's unreal. And just no assistance from the people that you should get it from the most. All right. Sherry, what do you want the leaders to do? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what they can do. That's what I'm saying. I have no idea. But they can do something. Make a video. Go on Facebook. Hey guys, blah, 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 blah. I mean, they do that. I mean, any other time when they're looking for your vote, how do they know what to do when it's time to come to get your vote? They figured it out, right? They put a plan together, right? I can't do that for them. That's their job. That's what they can do. I don't know what parameters they can or cannot do. I have no idea. I'm not here. But if I did, by me telling them to do their job and giving them ideas of what to do, what the hell are we, what the hell are they up there doing then? If they can't figure it out on their own, come on, why do you need me? I'm just a stupid little boy behind a little camera. According to a lot of them, that you can't take him seriously. No, we can't take you seriously. At all. But thank God, elections are coming up. For a lot of them, elections are coming up. And then I'm sorry, I don't want to make this political, but by God, I'm going to. When I ride by and I see people with David Taylor signs in your yard, here's my thing about that. If, let's just say Sherfield or Maccabee or Bailey or any of the other ones, if they would have lied to you, let's just say here on this show, because it's the only place they've been able to really go public in a live interview and stuff like that because of the coronavirus shutdown. Let's just say that they lied, and like a blatant lie. Like, let me come up with something. I don't want to come up with nothing truthful here. But let's just say John Sherfield says, oh, well, my favorite color is blue. And he comes back and he goes, nah, I lied. I like red. Just kidding. I'm sorry. I lied. How many of you would railroad this guy? Man, he just lied to us. We can't trust him. But then I turn around and I see you got David Taylor signs in your yard. I don't care if he was guilty of anything that he did. I don't care. But one thing he is guilty of is lying to the public. He lied. He said he would not run again. He lied. And while he's sitting there telling people that, he had already filed to run again. While he's looking at you in your face, if he was able to do that, he's lying to you. He's lying to you. You know why? Because he feels like he can get away with it. And then there's people that come around and tell me, well, Kyle, you know he was cleared of all that. Bull crap. He wasn't cleared of anything. He was never even prosecuted or charged. There was evidence. The head sled investigator left it up to Kevin Brackett. They said they would not pursue anything, but they would not tell Kevin Brackett whether or not to do it himself. He did not do it. So is he innocent? You're innocent until proven guilty. But you know what? You know how many cases are solved up there by just witness testimony? Watch 48 Hours. A lot of these murders are witness testimony to get somebody locked up. Very, very little evidence, physical evidence. But up here we have some physical evidence. But he was never charged. So I don't want to hear this crap that he was cleared. He was never cleared. He was just never charged. They do it all the time. You hear a cop all the time. Well, we're pretty sure we know who do it, but we don't have enough evidence to charge them with it. Doesn't mean they're innocent of the crime. It just means that we just don't have that final cherry to put on top of the sundae to eat it. And that's the same thing with him. He was never fully, he's not fully innocent, but he's not guilty. He's in the middle there. So I really hate it when I hear somebody say, well, you know he was cleared of all that. No, he wasn't. He was just never charged. And honestly, the fact that should be back. Sorry about that. I think it's jumping now. My battery died. But that might have been a good thing. No, my battery died. No, the feed was. My battery died. These new ones, they run on actual AA batteries, so that's going to be a little tough to try to keep mindful of how good the juice is sometimes. So sorry about that, but it might have been a good thing because it really wasn't about David Taylor for this video. It really wasn't, but I cannot understand people's completely ridiculous bias when it comes to something like that. We trusted David Taylor. It did not work out for Union County. We're an embarrassment. Chester is an embarrassment. Greenville is an embarrassment. All these places. And guess what? You've got Chester, whose sheriff is under investigation, indictment, whatever happened in there. He has re-enlisted to run again, and we've got one. That is how stupid some people have gotten, to the point of where, you know what? He made a mistake. He made a mistake. We need to forgive him. I'm sorry, guys. I forgive him, but that does not mean that I would. If somebody robbed you, you're going to forgive them, but you still demand that they hold to their consequences of their decisions. I mean, good gracious, if a Walmart manager is embezzling, they're going to fire him. Hey, we forgive you. Sorry you did that, but you're still fired. And my thing is that it's no different here. Why do we need to tolerate this, and how can we expect change if we keep putting the same people back in over and over and over again? Let's just say simply that the fact that he didn't do none of that. Okay, great. He didn't do none of that. That's great. But it's time for you to go. You have not had really a clean tenured here. So it's about time for you to go. Let's get somebody new in there, fresh blood, new leadership, because politicians need to be changed like underwear, like that old saying. All for the same exact reason. Just the same exact reason, guys. And he did a video and said the people called him and asked him to run again. Let me tell you something. The people who told him to run again is not his friends, because now, once again, you're putting his family through this. Now everything's going to get brought back up. And let me tell you something. The closer we get to November, the dirtier it's going to get. Actually, the closer we get to primary in July, I'm thinking it's still July. I can't remember. I don't know if they changed the dates or not, but the closer we get to that joker right there, that's the election. I'm telling you right now. We don't need to be worried so much about November. We need to worry about July, because I think that's it. Primaries, that is going to be the huge election. And that's why we've got to get this debate done by then. And I'm sorry, I cannot vote. I could not sit here and do this show and full-heartedly say it's okay for what David Taylor's done. I can't. There's no way in hell. He wouldn't forgive you. If you were stealing $150,000 or suspected of $150,000, he's going to investigate the crap out of you. And if they believe that it is you and they got a couple of witness statements, just like the Celeb Report, he's coming to get you. I was arrested on nothing. Literally zero evidence. About 7 years ago, zero evidence. They had a charge that I had stolen. When I worked for Chris Cole, they had a charge on me that I stole documents. But guess what? No search of my car, no search of my house, no search. They had nothing. And one of the investigators was actually at that county council meeting. He was the one that was actually running the investigation, and he knew it off the bat. Well, not off the bat. It took him about a week, and he started to realize what my boss, Chris Cole, was all about. He said, this thing stinks. I know it stinks. I'm not touching this. And when a certain business owner here in Union County found that out, who was a big donator to the Union County Sheriff's Office, that investigator was immediately removed from my case after they told my lawyer that, hey, it's over, it's done. There's nothing here. There's no proof that any of this was happening, because it didn't happen. But when this businessman went up there, because he was so upset that I was not going to be charged, within 2 hours of that meeting that happened at that courthouse, I had 3 charges on me with zero evidence whatsoever. And the whole purpose of that was to try to ruin my name. And then my boss wrote up an extortion agreement for me. If I paid him so much money, he would drop all the charges. That was literally in a agreement that he typed up. And then, once they seen that he might catch some charges and that it would possibly hold them responsible, everything went away. Within a 2-week span of me being arrested, no evidence, because there was none. And that's what I'm talking about. These are stories that need to come out as long as they're factual. I could get a whole lot more detailed, and I could tell you who the business person was, But the part about that is that, yes, I do know that the meeting happened. I know 100% for a fact it was seen, it was witnessed by somebody, but I don't have recording. I don't have enough evidence to bring that person out because I'm not stupid. I know how slander works, and I'm not going to put myself in that position. But what I'm saying is that when you sit in a job too long, you become complacent. And that's what I believe our sheriff has become. He's become very complacent. And a lot of other positions have become complacent because when they feel like they can just be reelected over and over and over, which Union County does a lot of. We do that a lot. We don't like change in Union County, but then when we elect the same people, we get mad about a year into their term, maybe 2 years. There's nothing happening. Union's dying. We're not growing. But let me go and reelect this guy again. You cannot complain, bitch and cry, and then elect the same people back. You can't do it. And again, I didn't even want this video to go that route. I was more wanting to talk about the coronavirus, which I still am. The coronavirus is kind of like some of our elected officials. They're jokes. It's jokes. You've got to prove to me, just because you won an election does not mean your job is over. It just begun. Once you win an election, it just begun. But a lot of them feel like that once they're elected, that's all I needed. And now we have a guy who's running our city, Joe Nichols, with zero accountability to the people. How many people have tried to call and talk to Joe Nichols and get a call back? You know why? Because he's not elected. And he has more power than the mayor. And he is not an elected official. He makes $150,000. He's got a brand new truck. This guy is living on cloud freaking nine. He literally answers to no one. Because the council who put him there, who chose to put him there, they're not going to admit that they didn't know what they were doing, that they made a bad decision, because then guess what? If they do that, you might not reelect them. So they've got to sit there and smell the stench of their bad choices and then try to cover it up for Joe. The only way to possibly hope to get Joe out is to try to take out the city council, and then the new one that you bring in, you got to freaking hope that they will see the light and go, you know what, this council Strong, this ain't working. We need to get rid of this council Strong, go back to Mayor Strong and get rid of Joe Nichols' position. Because Joe Nichols' position would be gone. The mayor, I believe, before I cannot remember what the mayor made, but I damn sure know it wasn't $150,000. I know it wasn't that much. There ain't no way. But we've got Joe Nichols sitting there, and he is the emperor of city. He is the emperor. And you cannot touch him in any way, shape, or form. That's stupid. And then you have people who support this. I like this. I like that kind of government. You can't hold him responsible. He's probably the highest paid person in the city budget. I don't know that for sure, but I'm pretty sure he's up there. And we cannot hold him responsible. If he does something stupid like hires a guy that has a pending criminal charge of terroristic threatening over 700 miles away for a position that we have many qualified people in this town for, and he goes and hires probably pretty daggum sure established relationship with this person. Otherwise, how did you know about him? Otherwise, why did you hire him? And then when you say that you did not know that he had a charge pending, which is bull, I would call that bull 100%. Then when you did find out about it and Mark did not tell you about it because you said you didn't know about it, you did nothing. You did nothing. You didn't go, Mark, why didn't you tell me about this? Why did you not tell me that you have a pending charge of criminal or terroristic threatening? How could you not tell me this? And instead, no big deal. Guess who knew about that? I'll give you some hints. Y'all read it and y'all listen to it every day. They knew about this. But they were hoping that nobody would find out about Mark's charge. But as soon as, and let me tell you something, that comes from a darn good source. And I mean darn good source. And I can't say it any differently. And a good source that they knew, but they didn't print it because they didn't want them to. Who buys more papers than this town? All your elected officials, you go in the courthouse, there's papers everywhere. Them things aren't free. They get paid. They always got WBCU sponsorships shooting out there. Guys, I'm just trying to tell you. I have no affiliation with them. They do not put any money into me. And if they did, they would want to control what I say too. And I don't want nothing to do with them on that kind of level. They want to come in here and talk, be a grown man, talk. Unlike what Joe Nichols is, in my opinion, because when I do go to the city council, they knew exactly who I was, what my address was, what I was there for. They knew everything of what I was there. They made sure to be able to shut me down before I could even start to talk. And then you see Joe and Mark Brown have witnesses, many witnesses, who called and told me after the city council meeting when I was not allowed to talk that Joe and Mark walked out there snickering, laughing. Now, am I saying I was what they were laughing at? I don't know that, but I'm pretty freaking sure. What do they have to laugh about? But then, how can you walk out of there, Joe, feeling good about what you've done to the point of where you can laugh as somebody who pays city taxes and they're upset about it? You didn't care. This is our town, guys. This is our town. And it took, I don't want to say his name because I don't even want to give him any attention. But that idiot in North Carolina who started making all these stupid videos, who took attention off of where it belonged on David Taylor's plate. David Taylor should send that boy a fruit basket instead of a warrant. But instead, he took all the attention off of this because David Taylor was public enemy number one in Union County. And then that stupid idiot, that freaking moron, took all the attention off of him. And it's like now people have completely forgotten about everything that David Taylor done, everything that they read in that SLED report. Well, I tell you this, we will have a show coming up very soon where we're going to read that SLED report all over again. We will refresh your memory. Everything. I mean everything. I'm going to get the entire SLED document. I'm going to have it right here on my table. We're going to do it again. He's not off the hook. You don't lie. I don't care. If y'all can deal with somebody lying to your face, hey, good for you. You have more patience than I do. I don't. You lie to me. You take my tax money and you're going to lie to me? You're going to lie to me? Bull. Bull. And, oof. So, I'm not sure what the sheriff makes. I don't know if it's quite that high. But I mean, he doesn't make a lot of money. I mean, let's be honest. He doesn't make a lot of money. Little union. We don't have a heavy budget, so I don't think it's quite that much. I'm not saying that his job isn't underpaid. Absolutely not. But what he was doing while he's under this job, that is not okay. I don't care if you're paid $5 a year. You're doing this type of stuff. That's not okay. And hopefully, I need to talk with someone. Hopefully, we'll have a little broadcast about the thing that happened under his tenure. And I'll just leave it there for now until I talk to this person, because I don't think people have gotten a full side of, both sides of the story with a certain situation that happened in his office. But you're going to get it. You're going to get it from here, because I want the truth to be out there. I had somebody come in here the other day who's running for a position. I'm not going to say their name yet because we've got to get them on. They said they would come on, and I appreciate that. And it's not a sheriff position; it's another position. And what she says is that what they love about this show is that, I don't want to use the word. She used innocence. Because what she's meaning by that was that You could tell that all I have is truth. I put out facts. I tell you exactly what's happened. I do give my opinion because that's just what I do. I'm going to give you my opinion because I feel like my opinion is a lot of the people's opinion in this town. I think most people don't like when somebody lies to them. I think that's a general conception of a outlook on this. I don't think that's a stretch. I don't think somebody will go, well, I don't appreciate Kyle saying that I don't like it when people lie to me. I love it. I don't think there's going to be anybody out there who's going to say that. I feel like that what union's going through, I've been going through it with you. I've been here since my birth. All my family, I mean, heck, I just had another family member die on my dad's side the other day. I mean, my family's gone. So well, not all of them, but they're, almost all my dad's side of the family is just about gone. So I'm fighting for who's left and the ones coming up, your kids. You don't want them to grow up in this town. People are leaving this town by the hundreds every single year because they are shamed or they're tired of not getting a job. They're tired of not getting any help. Small businesses in this town get the highest tax rate, get no kind of relief, no kind of tax break, nothing. They get no help whatsoever. But then a big corporate rich person, I'm going to leave it there, from out of town, strikes a deal with this big business, and all of a sudden you see the chamber just throwing out, all these advertisements. Oh, here, go to this place. It's shaking it in your face like go. But then when it comes to small businesses who need that free advertisement, when they do sign up with the chamber, they don't get it. I was with the chamber. I had 3 businesses with the Chamber of Commerce, and over a 2-year period, you know how many times they advertised my business? And this is long before I pissed off Jamie. This is long before that. You know how many times she advertised for my business on the Chamber of Commerce's page? One time. One time out of 3 businesses. Now, if you don't want to include the first, when you sign up, they take your picture and put it on there. Then if that's the case, then 4 times. 4 times, because I had 3 businesses. Ever since then, you have not seen it. In actuality, I have people who have come to me who was from out of town who was like, man, I didn't know you here. I called up at, your local little government place here to ask them if they have any place that, shipped and stuff, and they sent me to the post office. But I needed other things done. I needed to send it FedEx, and then I had to find out from the post office to come here. And I was a member of the Chamber of Commerce. I'm letting it out tonight, man. I'm letting it out tonight because I'm fed up. A week off gave me some energy. I mean, I was tired, and I hold a lot of this back because I don't want to make it about me. But only stories I could tell is mine because I can't tell somebody else's because I don't have all the facts. But I have all the facts on mine. We have been let down by people becoming complacent at their job. When Jamie first took that job, I was incredibly impressed by how great she was at her job. She got out there, she got the job done, she advertised for business, and that's what made me become a member of the chamber again. I quit being a member because of the previous administration, which was Torrance, and he was a terrible chamber. It was terrible. We never got anything from him. Nothing. Didn't even get a grand opening for when affordable title loans open. But then when Jamie took over and I signed up with them, she was doing her job, but now she's come complacent. And that's not an insult. Don't take it and hurt your feelings. Get up and do something about it. You have somebody who is a chamber member and is telling you they don't appreciate the services that they paid for by you, and you are not administering that service. That is an okay thing to complain about. People want to always down the person who complains. Unless you pay that money out of your pocket for me, I have a right to complain. When I pay for something, when you go to McDonald's or KFC or whatever, and you pay, let's say $20, $30 because you got a family, you got a big meal there, and then when you get home, half your food's missing. Are you happy about that? You're not happy about that. I see you complain all the time on Facebook. Patty went and got us something to eat the other week at Roadhouse. My greatest thing, the greatest thing that ever exists, guys, is Roadhouse ribs. I love them. They're the best thing in the world. And she went and got her food. She had to sit there for an hour because of the coronavirus. She got home, opened the bag, everything was there but the ribs. Now, did you think I was happy or did you think I was sad and mad? It's the same thing. When you pay for a service, which is what we've done with the Chamber of Commerce, and we don't get the services rendered as they agree to, we cannot sit here and go, we recommend everybody go to them because they do exactly what they're saying. No, it's a lie. I cannot do that. And I'm telling you now, not as a person that you should get mad at, but a person you should come and talk to and figure out the problem, because there's much more to the table. And Jamie, you know that. And I'm going all over the place tonight because this is it. Guys, we're getting to the nitty gritty. We're getting closer and closer to primaries, and the gloves are going to come off a little bit more every time. And when I've contacted this person, Jamie, I've sent Chamber an email saying, hey, I don't appreciate the fact that you were talking down about me. I've got people coming and telling me, I don't want to be a part of the membership anymore. Refund me my money because you have not done nothing of what you're supposed. They completely ignore it. They completely ignore it, which is not about the money at that point, but it is a principle. Did I get an email back? Well, what's wrong? What happened? Can we talk about this? Can we do something? Let me come down. Let me talk. Nothing. It's all been nothing but a complaint. And then, now we're going to go to the tourism department. The tourism department is a department that is a joke that does nothing for this town. People want to say, oh, the tourism brought in this. The tourism has brought in a fashion show that me and Jerry did. Was happy to be a part of that, happy to try to help in any way, shape, or form. It wasn't great, but if that's all they can hang their hat on, that's not good enough. When you're getting a $200,000 a year budget to do something, your job is to bring things into this town. I believe the biggest thing that tourism department has established since their creation has been the AG or art thing, whatever it is. That's the one big thing they do. I don't know anything else. I cannot think of anything else. Nothing. Not a thing. And you're getting a $200,000 a year budget, probably more than that, but you got a $200,000 a year budget for a tourism department in Union County where nobody really is coming here for tourism. I cannot think of one thing other than, unfortunately, the one thing that we had going for tourism, which is not a good thing. We don't want that kind of tourism, but people came to see the Susan Smith plot at John D. Lone Lake. That was our tourism. And I don't want that kind of tourism. It's sad that that's all Union County was known for nearly 2 decades. And now we're known for a terrible, terrible sheriff. A town that's dying. And what do? They do nothing. All this ranting is for them. Don't get your feelings hurt. Do something. Come show me what you've done. Come show me what you're doing. Come talk to the people. I haven't seen anything from anybody. And if you're not upset like I am, if you're okay with the fact that, well, I believe that they're doing their job. Well, I don't care what you believe. I want to see it. I want to see what exactly are you doing for this town. The Suboxone Clinic got rolled up in here in the middle of the night, kind of looked like the Colts leaving Baltimore, headed to Indianapolis in the middle of the night, sneaking right in. And it did nothing. And it was all about money, but no care whatsoever to the possible effects it could have caused on Union County to have a Suboxone Clinic to a town that's already understaffed in our sheriff's department, truthfully understaffed in our city police department, and to bring a clinic that would drive, because that was the big selling point. We're going to drive. We're going to be able to bring people all from all around to come to this clinic to get help, which is going to generate revenue. But yet then when I call the person over the Suboxone Clinic, and I asked her, I said, I found out that y'all have had one person already been kicked out of the Suboxone Clinic. Do you know where this person is? Do you know what they're doing right now? And they wouldn't answer my question. They couldn't answer my question. And then the answer that I finally got from Frank was that we don't know. We kicked them out. So now we have somebody who's extremely addicted to drugs to the fact that they had to come to the Suboxone clinic. They get kicked out and they're not tracking them. No tracking whatsoever. So this person could be back out there robbing people because let me tell you something, addiction, it's not the person, it's the drug at that point. You can't look at that person like, oh, that's little Jimmy Brewster over there. You know, he was a good kid. He'll be okay. No, that is meth walking right over there. You want to talk epidemic? You talk to all these parents who have buried their children because of drug overdoses. And the Suboxone clinic was not the answer. If anything, the Suboxone clinic was supplying them with another drug that was even more addictive. Was shown to them that it was more addictive. Then you have somebody who comes and tries to do a presentation about the Suboxone clinic to get pretty much made a fool of at the council meeting, who compared the Suboxone clinic to one of the council ladies' husband who took shots for sugar, for diabetes. She tried to compare it. Tried to compare that. You're comparing meth. You're comparing meth and Suboxone. You're comparing that to insulin. You get what I'm saying? This is the type of leadership we don't need no more. We appreciate you wanting to help Union County. I'm sure in your views of things that you were trying your best, but you failed. That's okay. That will show the next person who comes along what not to do. You failed. It's okay to be a failure. We all fail all the time. Your failures build your chances up to be successful the next time around because you know what not to do. But when you're complacent and when you get elected and you know you ain't got to worry about a job firing for 4 years, it's easy to become complacent. It's easy to not give a crap. And to be honest with you, a lot of positions that are voted in, you don't get paid a whole lot to give a crap. When you take that job, it's not for the pay. It's supposed to be for the fact that you're helping your town. But to a lot of you, it's just about coming collecting a check, have that meeting once a month and go home. Oh, great point there, Macy. I mean, the eclipse, when it came through, no kind of fairground, you know, let's make this a big event. Have people come to the fairground. Maybe we can even find one of those big structures where they build it and they put the tent over the top of the structure. I've seen it in some other towns where people could walk up under it, look up without the need of those glasses. You could charge $1, $2 entrance. That'd be money back to the town. Serve drinks, have a band. You could have did that. You did nothing. Union was straight down inside of the eclipse's path and we did nothing. We were the only town who did nothing. You look at York at what they do. You look at Lawrence at what they do. Spartanburg, they all had events. Union County did nothing. And now we have a parade that is done on a Friday afternoon at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, whatever it is, to the point of where businesses, they got to make a choice, stay open and make money on Friday, which is one of the best days to make money on, or shut it down to be able to go and get in the parade and hope that they can see your trailer, whatever, your truck, your advertisement, whatever, to increase business, because that's what it's for. You've got to make a choice there. Instead of it being back on a Saturday or Sunday like it used to be when the crowds were huge, all the businesses got to come. The parade lasted more than 10 minutes, but they don't want to do that anymore. They don't care about what people say. I did a poll right before the parade. I believe it was like 98% wanted it moved back to the weekend. And instead, Jamie Trammell puts up a post and arguing with people about it instead of going, you know what? Seeing how many people are not happy with what we have planned, let me go back to the drawing board. Let me talk to Frank. Let me talk to the city. Let me find out what I can do. Let me see if there is a compromising position that I can do. No, instead, she puts up a post. She's arguing with people, but then realizes what she's done, and then she took it down. Have you ever noticed that? They'll put up a poll, they'll put up a question, and if it doesn't go their way, it's deleted. Because they don't want to look wrong. It's not about whether or not you're looking wrong or right. We hope that you look wrong because you don't have all the answers. People want things a certain way, and if that's what the people want, that's the way it should be because they're the ones paying the bill. We pay $3,500 for a guy to come flipping down the main street in a Carolina Panther mascot outfit. That's ridiculous. And if I'm paying that, which I am because I'm the taxpayer, by God, I want to be able to see it. If I'm paying a dude $3,500 to flip down my main street, I want to be able to see it. And I can't because you're doing this parade during when almost every business is still open on a Friday instead of a Saturday or Sunday, which makes so much more sense. Have y'all seen Lockhart's Parade? It's on a Sunday. It's wonderful. It takes forever because there's so many people lined up. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. And it ain't changed because there's nothing wrong with it. It's not broken. Yeah, I kind of figured the AG art thing would be canceled. A lot of things are going to be canceled this year, and it's I hate that. But it is all about the money. It's all about the money, and I hate that I came on here and ranted. I wanted to really rant about the coronavirus, but we have bigger problems, guys. Take this as a relief that somebody's talking about something else right now other than just the coronavirus. We got to get back to this subject right here, which is the election. The coronavirus sucks. I'm sorry people are getting sick from it. I know people are a little worried of it. But I'm sorry, but we really do have bigger problems than a virus that affects 0.23% of the people. And then out of that 0.23, almost 50+%, if not more so, recover from it. It's really, they say recover from it. You know, they give a recovery number that's ridiculous. The recovery number and the death number don't add up to the people affected. Okay, that makes no sense. Either they die from it or they recover. What's in between? What is in between here? So it's really truthfully got a 98 to 99% recovery factor of this virus, and out of the people affected is less than 0.5%. And out of that percentage, probably 0.5% of that is people who actually die from it, and then 0.5% of that is people who already have a pre-existing condition. Guys, that's a joke. The flu is so much more dangerous. So much more dangerous. How many people right now have been tested for the flu? How many people right now have been tested for the cold? How many people have been tested for the stomach virus? How many people are not being able to be tested for heart disease or sugar? Things that's going to increase because they can't get outside of their home, and people are really going to start dying from that. Strokes are going to increase, heart attacks are going to increase because they cannot get outside of their house and be active, go back to work. So all they're doing, like my fat butt this weekend, there's nothing to do but sit around, watch TV, and eat. And I swear to God, I think I've gained 5 pounds. That's all you do is eat, sit at home, eat. I've cleaned the yard. We've done everything we can. It's time to get back to work. It's time to get life back to normal. It should have never left normality. It should have never left there. I know some people are afraid because they say they got a compromised immune system. Already understand that you were already at risk before this ever come along. Understand that the coronavirus has always been here. Now, everybody's like, this is a different type. That's great. It's a different type. Clearly, it's not that effective. The flu is what you truly need to worry about. And if you are going to be protective of yourself, you need to do it all the time. Don't do it because the TV tells you to do it. Don't do it because you see other people do it. You should always do it. If you have a compromised immune system, you should always be cautious. You should always wash your hands. You should always have a mask on to protect yourself all year long because there's always going to be something attacking your immune system. Always there to possibly kill you. I mean, that's what diseases do. It brings you down. It brings down your immune system. Whew, okay. So, all right. Says somebody says that the cast went down. Let me check it. Let me check it here. Oh, okay. It still shows it up on my end. Must have dropped out. Charter might have dropped out there for a second. But that's probably a good place to knock it out. I appreciate everybody watching. I just kind of wanted to, talk about that. A lot of things like that. Sorry about looks like it dropped out there. Yeah, sorry about that. That's probably Charter. I have talked to Charter. They said that they are actually going to be increasing our speed for free. We'll see. Supposed to be doubling the speed. So hopefully that does happen. But guys, these are the subjects that we need to talk about. Whether you're white, whether you're black, whether you're Mexican, I don't care what you are. We all have got to quit worrying about what necessarily people think about each other, and you got to come together and understand that your problems are our problems. Your black problems is my problem. My white problems is your black problems. We all have the same problems. We got a government that's greedy, that don't help its citizens. They don't care what color you are. We've got to get past that divisional crap that the media loves to do, because if they can keep you fighting amongst each other, they are clear of anything. You don't pay them attention. You're paying each other attention. So quit that. Let's worry about us. Let's worry about what are you willing to do for us. I don't want you to do something because I'm white. Don't do me a favor because I'm white. Don't do me a favor because I'm a man. Don't do me a favor because I'm a female, and don't do me a favor because I'm black. Do me a favor because you're wanting to help me as a citizen and everybody else. That is what we have got to start demanding. Our local government, our bigger government, we got to start demanding they help us all. Not help a certain percentile. Not help the rich, the poor, or anything in between. Let's help each other. Because, guys, whether you want to realize or not, black people, white people, and everything else in between, we're in this together. If we suffer, we're all suffering. Suffering does not discriminate. You get what I'm saying? I mean, I'm telling you guys, it doesn't matter. When I look in the obituaries, I see people dying every day. They're black, they're white. It doesn't matter. There is no discrimination except what's in your mind. Get past it. Let's help each other. Let's vote for the right people for the right reasons. I don't care what color they are. I don't care if they're a man or a woman. I'm going to vote because I feel like you are the best person for the job, because you're not going to just help me. You're going to help my entire town. And if you're not going to help my entire town, you need to get out. And that's it. That's the way you should always think. Don't vote based on their outer appearance. That is stupid. That is stupid. You cannot do that and think that that's going to pay off in the end. It's not. You've got to go by experience. If you were hiring somebody for your business, let's say you run a bank, are you going to put a teller up there counting money who does not know how to count? Who doesn't know how to read? Because they're a certain color or gender? That's not going to be smart. You're probably going to lose some money. Then you got a person who got a CPA, they can count great. Hey, there you go. That's your person. That's the way we got to start thinking. We got to quit worrying about what we think about each other. If you think a certain way about somebody, you got to drop that crap. Move past it, help each other, love each other, and let's get past this media-filled crap. I don't believe that racism has existed for a long time, but it was definitely dug back up by the media, because that dominates anything on the news anymore. If somebody doesn't agree with somebody of a minority, you're instantly racist. That is going to literally get you nowhere. It's going to get nobody anywhere. You're just compacting another problem on a problem that already exists. And now we've got to deal with this problem that's probably not true. Calling somebody a racist is probably not true. I haven't felt like I know what a racist is. I've seen it, and a lot of people can see it as well. You can know when somebody's truly racist. You know when somebody's truly racist. So when you start calling everybody you hate that doesn't agree with what you're saying racist, you're going to diminish the meaning of that word, and then the people who truly are get right by with it. There are truly some out there still left, of course. Do I believe it as bad as it was 40 years ago? No, of course not. Of course not. But if we keep calling everybody that, how are we going to know when somebody truly is? We got to get out of this mindset. We've got to get back to electing and hiring people based on their ability to do the damn job. To do the damn job, okay? That's the job that we're hiring them to do. If they can't do it, they need to get their butts out of there, because they're making it worse on me and you. They don't discriminate either. When they screw you over, they don't care that they're screwing over the whole town. They didn't go, well, let's just screw over the white people. Let's not do that to the black people. They don't care about that. They're going to screw you all over. It doesn't matter, okay? So it was eventful, a little bit longer than I thought it would be. I wanted to get that off, because when we go to Subway, we want to talk about some positive things. We want to point it at Subway and make it about that. And I didn't want to talk about these subjects on their broadcast. We have got a lot that is in planning stages. We have possibly a couple of businesses of Spartanburg that we're going to be at, Gaffney, Chesney. We still got more here in Union we got to get to. We've got so much coming up, and it makes me feel good that people outside of town are watching this like this, and I appreciate it so much. We're trying to stay with the demand. It's hard. It is really, really tough, but I'm going to do it till I can't do it. You know what I mean? We took a little week off. It was a dead week there for at the beginning, but then at the end it kind of blew up. So guys, we will be back Tuesday at 6 o'clock. We try to go on a little early when we're at locations, especially at restaurants, because they're closing early right now. So make sure y'all tune in, support these businesses that really support our town, because they're the ones that's really out there who's helping. And I appreciate everybody who's had us so far, and we will be back once everything's back to normal, because that's the broadcast I'm looking forward to. And when all the people are back in there, everybody's laughing, having a good time, I want to really just, because people are going to, appreciate now what you have. And that's what it's all about. Yeah, it's back up. Tom.